You got it? Oh, phew. It's pretty confusing for you. That's great. Okay. Oh, in person? Oh, shoot. I didn't even set it up for him. I was thinking it was Monday night. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll take the thing, I'll run the thing downstairs and see if he shows up. What time is it supposed to start? 6:30? Okay, I'll run it downstairs if he shows. I really thought it was Monday. I forgot I didn't know I didn't think about it being tonight. Okay, all right, bye. Are you guys all there? Okay. I've got to run downstairs and set up some stuff for the planning board. I'll be back in a minute.
Can anybody hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, April. Hi,
Can I be
everybody.
heard?
Yeah, I can hear you. I gotta turn up my volume.
I am not, that's not working. Oh. Ta-da.
That's why you couldn't hear us? You don't have speakers in your computer?
I do, I prefer this. But I forgot I had them. It's like I can't hear anything. Jeez.
My ears get tired of wearing those after a while. I wear them a lot. I've got wireless. I listen to music a lot. I'll go in the yard and I'll just put them on and I just play music. And my ears, after a while, they get sore.
Well, I don't know why. It just makes it makes it somewhat more private. Not that it has to be all that private, but when I can see myself talking and not hear myself, that's a little alarming.
Yes. With Halloween coming up and all.
Yes. Oh, yes. So I think
missed
we should
15
change the name on the assessor's computer. It always freaks me out when I see Kevin's name.
Yeah, I'd rather not see Kevin's name.
I would rather not see Kevin's name.
We'll have to help Leslie with that. There's a way to do it, Leslie.
It's not that hard. Can
Yeah.
you do it up? No. Wait a minute, can I do it up here?
Because I usually have to do it. Marty, for a while, her name was coming up because she was
Yeah, you
using
hit the little three
Hey,
dots.
I just unmuted myself and I just called Howard. Does anybody know where
No,
he
I
is?
assume
Maybe
he's coming.
Signed in and he's waiting for Becky to let him in. I'll hang up now. Bye-bye.
Okay. So the way you change it is you hit the three little blue dots, those dots. And that's where you.
Oh, right, on the top right-hand
yourself.
corner. Right, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, because
who
I've
should-
done it many times.
Who
Are
do
you
want to be?
changing me?
No, you have to change.
You're not Kevin Rudin, are you?
No, you're muted now.
You're mute. You just hit mute.
There, now I'm unmuted. You
And so
are muted.
if you go
Am
up
I
to the,
muted?
Not
No,
now.
no.
You're fine. Don't touch a thing.
we're trying to rename you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm doing it.
Oh, good. Who do you want to
Stop
be?
video, hide stuff, rename. Thank you. Whoever taught me that, that's great. So we'll put David Burgess.
So is
How about
David's
assess-
coming, right?
He's right here. He's objecting, saying just put Leslie, but I'm going to put assessor's office.
All right, that's probably a good way to cover it. And you can't tell if Howard is in the waiting room. I can't tell.
No.
waiting
Thank
room.
you, whoever taught me that. You know, I always love it when I learn something new.
I know. Now you can go to sleep tonight, knowing you know something new.
You've accomplished it for today.
I will text him also.
What did I accomplish today? Eh, eh, enough.
I accomplished a 32-mile bike ride
Ooh,
up to Ashfield. What a beautiful town. Absolutely beautiful. From
Yeah,
Wakefield,
pretty hilly.
very hilly. Yeah, it was
Where
up
did-
for the first hour and a half, and then coming back was a lot of fun.
so where did you start?
I started at the library in Whately, and we drove up Pat. You know the road where Whately Inn is? You take a right there.
Oh, yeah.
You take that up the hill and you hit this. I don't know the names of roads. Take a right. It's Conway Road, and you take that all the
Yeah.
way to Conway, and then we just went towards Shelburne, took a left, and I found myself on roads that I'd never been on before, and
Oh,
they're
it's-
absolutely spectacular.
It's stunning. I rode once from here up to the DAR for a picnic. I didn't know any better. I had a ride
Yeah.
home though.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, it was all uphill. We just rode by there a few days ago. Route 112 is a great little road to ride
Oh, it's
on.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's got a nice white
Hey,
shoulder.
Howard.
I was swimming today. That was
Hi.
my activity.
Wow, that's something.
Yep.
Hey, Howard.
No, in a pool. Anyway,
They're tough bunch to control. Don't hesitate to just jump in there, Howard.
We just started
Okay,
a conversation. That's
yeah,
all.
tell us to shut up. There.
Yeah, okay, no, actually, I really don't care. I thought David was coming to this. Am I wrong?
He's here. He's working on the computer doing our tax rate for us. He's got the heavy burden.
Right, okay, so he'll join one. Here he is. Hi, David. Okay.
Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Okay,
Hey, Becky.
okay, so I'm going to open the meeting. In attendance are board members April Stein, and George Arvanatis. I'll learn to say the name someday. Okay.
No, it's-
Okay, Arvanitis. Got
That's
it.
right.
Okay. Chairman Howard Spetner, Administrative Assessor David Burgess, Assessors Clerk Leslie Bracebridge, and Town Administrator Becky Torres. First item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the July 26th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review them?
Yeah. So I'll
Yes.
move to accept them.
Okay.
I'll
Okay, I
second that.
second that.
Where are they?
Okay, I already said, okay, and I vote aye.
Aye, Arvanitis, aye.
And Stein eye.
Stein, aye, okay.
I
The motion has passed. The second item on the agenda are the accountant reports. There are 3 of those, as I understand it.
Actually, there's 4. And
4.
the first one, July 2023, we approved a version just at the last meeting. I had made the report early to get it out to you folks. And a new one came in the day of the meeting. I should have just waited till August to process it, but I didn't even remember. I processed it in July. So the July 23 one, I'd like if you would approve this newer version and rescind the one that you voted at July 26th.
Okay. What are
Then-
the changes?
Okay.
The change was I had one more come in on July 26, one more request. It was abated. 1987 was abated. So the new total, and you have the new one in your packet.
Yeah.
The new total for July is 279.60 rather than the older amount, which was 259.73.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you very much. And then in August, there was a party that moved out of town in 2022. You can apply for abatements for 3 years after you move. And so for record keeping purposes, I'm asked to make a abatement report for each fiscal year that each calendar year, I apologize, that we have commitments in. So there's two for August. One is
Okay.
it's the Hoosland 2019 Volkswagen. You'll see there's a motor vehicle tax commitment year 2022 abating 4249.
Yeah.
Then also for August 23, there are all of the August motor vehicle abatements, including the other Cousland one for 2023.
So on
Okay.
on these reports, for the last two you mentioned, it looks like row 4 for motor vehicle tax commitment year. So it looks like the year is just cut off, but that's 2022 on,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the one that
Oh,
just
I see.
has the single one for Cousland, the 2019 Volkswagen. You can see down in the line, it's commitment number 1, 2022 commitment number 1. It should also show up on the third line down, if that's what you're saying.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just wondering, I was looking for 2022 on these and I couldn't see it anywhere. And then I realized that line is truncated. No
Yeah.
big deal. I just wanted to confirm that, that's all.
No, I appreciate it. It's numbers are your thing, George, not mine.
Well, yeah. But so this is Cousland. It looks like us land, but it's Cousland. There's a C in front of it.
Yeah.
There's that column. Okay, good.
Okay, and then September 23 for tax commitment calendar year 2023 for a total of 4431. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 actual sheets, a new July, 2 for August, and 1 for September.
Okay, and you want us to approve them all at once? Can we do that?
It's fine with me. I don't think there's any reason not to.
I don't think I have September's.
No, I'm not seeing it either. I'm seeing the and the August 23 and the August 22.
Okay, well, let's hold September for next month.
Well,
I
no, I'm
must-
okay if you want to pull it up on the screen and we can look at it on the screen. We could just do it that way. I mean,
Is
you know,
this, wait a minute, where's my camera? There we go.
well,
Okay.
okay, or you could share your screen, whatever.
No, that I do not know how to do that.
We can read it.
David's laughing. You
Yeah,
can
no,
read it?
that's fine. Yeah, no,
I
that's
can
absolutely
see
fine.
it. That's fine, Leslie.
I'll send it right after the meeting so you can study it.
Okay, no, that's good. That's all I need. I'm sure it's right.
Study it
You
all
are
night.
such patient people. I
Well,
appreciate
we
it.
just want to be
But-
efficient.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it done right, believe me. So with that pretty picture and promise that it's coming, I guess Howard will run you through approving it or request a motion or
okay.
something.
Okay, yeah, well, I move that we approve the 4 accountant reports.
And I'll second that.
Okay, I vote aye.
Arvanitis, aye.
And Stein, I.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the 5th motor vehicle commitment for 2023.
Right.
And does anybody have any questions about it?
Nope.
Everybody saw it, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Leslie, any comments at all on that, or should we just go ahead?
I think that one worked out fine. I don't think,
Okay, we're on a roll. Okay, I move that we accept that commitment.
And I'll
I
second that. And I'll third it.
Okay, okay, I vote aye.
Arvanitis, aye.
And Stein, I.
Okay. The next item on the agenda are the Chapter 61 updates, applications, and lien certificates. Somebody who knows something, just kind of jump in, okay?
I'll jump in and say that we are receiving, first of all, the state changed the due date for Chapter 61 applications renewals from October 1st to December 1st from now on. So we have an extra 2 months to get on top of them. We have a number of them coming in. We have a couple new ones. Some people are changing from recreation to forestry. I was going to ask if you folks would be willing to renew what the Board of Assessors did last year, which is, since these are pretty standard year after year,
Mhm.
if you would allow us to approve them and just notify you how many we've done. And if we have any challenges or questions, then we would bring them to you individually. I think I would have been a different board that I would have gotten that approval from last year. And I look them over first. If I have any questions, I give them to David. David looks them over too, randomly, and if I have any questions. And there will be a couple of new ones that will need Howard's signature, notarized signature on, for the chapter, for certificates, lien certificates that will be filed at the Registry of Deeds. I'm not going to ask for any of those tonight, just your authorization for us to move forward as we have in previous years, and just giving you numbers with the invitation that please feel welcome to stop into the office anytime, either during office hours, or I'm glad to come by appointment, so that you can see that whole process.
I'm fine
Are
with
any,
that.
are there any new applications?
Yes, but
Okay,
I've been focused on other more pressing things, and I could tell you who they are and what they are.
no,
but-
let me ask you something, okay? Do we need to deal with the new applications tonight?
No,
Do we?
the applications
we
we're getting,
just-
any that are new for any of the chapter lands won't take effect until FY25. It's just that we have that done here by the 1st of December of 23.
Okay, so we don't, tonight we're not talking about new application. All you did is tell us they're coming or they exist or something.
That-
Okay,
that
fine,
the
good.
due date has changed, and asking for your renewal of your permission for us to approve the standard ones and just notify you how many. And
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. I would be interested to know what the volumes were and what the impacts were, and that would be fine with me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fine with it.
I'm fine with that. Okay,
And I thought I had the last year's wording right in front of me, but I do, wait a minute, maybe this is it. No, I don't know. I could go back to the minutes from last year when I asked the same. If you'd like me to read that to you. If you'd feel
No,
more.
as long as
Or
we've
I'll
got the
just
gist,
put it into the minutes.
as long as
That's
we've
the-
got the gist of it,
Yeah.
as long as, everybody's clear about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Good.
No reason.
Yeah, that works for
And
me.
it's legal, and this is legal. As long as it's legal, I don't care.
Yeah, that's
Um,
important, isn't it?
There's that.
Yeah.
Legal. It's legal, yeah.
Huh.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is the means tested real estate exemption. We have two separate issues that we have to deal with tonight. The first is just the applications themselves, which I think we need to approve tonight, or we need to vote on tonight. Let me put it that way. As far as I know, the situation is we have 8 complete applications in.
Correct.
David has been over them all. He is recommending, as far as I know, that we accept all of them. Got that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
They've been, I don't know whether anybody else has seen them. I've seen them. Does anybody have any comments? I'm sorry?
We see the summary of them, the
Yeah.
list of the value of each.
Right, but
Um,
you haven't been into the office to actually look at the applications.
No, I haven't. No.
No, I have not
Okay,
either.
okay. Do you have any questions about those applications?
So,
Because we're ready, otherwise we'll just vote on them.
so we're just accepting the applications. The decision about what the percentage is going to be has not yet been made, right? Is that
That's
No,
correct?
that's
that-
the
the select-
select board. Yeah.
Okay, that's a
Right.
select board, but I would like you, if you don't mind, to put a recommendation for perhaps accepting just 100% this year. The value, instead of starting to play around with percentages for.
I
coming
can
year.
certainly go along. I can go along with that, sure.
So if we accept 100%, if we agree to 100%, then the impact is $8,221. Is that correct?
That is
Correct.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I understand. So my other question is, it was in the minutes, I was reminded that we weren't sure what the credit is applied to. The tax credit I forget which tax credit is, but the tax credit that they actually get,
Circuit
or the
breaker.
maximum tax credit, the $1,200. But it
Right,
looks to me like,
I was
it
going
looks
to
to me-
address that next.
Oh,
That was the
okay, I'm
next
sorry,
thing I
I'm
was gonna
jumping
talk
ahead.
about.
Okay.
Okay.
all right, no, I'm jumping ahead. So David, I'm fine with 100%, but I'm just wondering why you're picking 100%.
Say again?
You're recommending 100% based
Right.
on any particular reason, or is that trends in most towns?
No, well, don't forget, this is a local option, so there's only a few towns that are doing it.
Okay,
So there are no real trends. All I'm doing this year is I want to see how it works before we make any more. And as well as that, you've got several of them that are $1,200. And I don't know if you really want to go any more than that, or you're going even more than people are getting a 41C.
yeah.
You know, I don't know if the intent would be to go more than that at all.
41C is the second $1,000.
Yeah, and we also have to, I think we have to also consider that the governor's most recent budget increased the tax credit.
Right.
It does
So
each
the seat. So we will have to take that into account, because next year all those 1,200s will be 24.
So I said we may turn around offer 50% next year.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't discussed this with anybody except Leslie, and my worry is that I really wouldn't like to give more than other people are getting with the percentages. Or the 41Cs is the highest of 1,000.
Yeah,
But-
that sounds reasonable to me. Yeah, I'd be fine with 100%.
Yeah, though it's not our
Let's-
decision.
Rebecca,
No,
Becky,
it's not.
No.
Becky, you're
But-
raising your hand like you want to speak.
Oh, I just wanted to throw in there that when we originally looked at this, we had seen almost 30 people, I believe, that were getting the mass senior
credit.
exemption. So we had thought
Okay.
that the impact would be much more than this originally. And when it was voted at town meeting, because we thought many more people would be eligible for the credit.
And probably are, just didn't go through the process, right?
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
there might be, but there's an asset limitation, and some of them might not be able to meet that.
Got it.
One of them is me, you know? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
okay, so if there are no more questions about the applications themselves, I'm going to make a motion that we accept and approve all of these applications.
I'll second that.
Okay, and I vote aye.
Urbanite, aye.
And Stein, aye. And so
Okay,
the select board will vote on this soon, I assume.
Can I jump in,
Yeah.
Becky? Becky and I were talking yesterday, well, Monday, whatever day it was, or sometime recently. And the select board normally would be meeting on November 7th.
It was Monday.
But that's a Monday, and there's a election day, right?
They normally, they usually avoid election day on November 7th.
So we were thinking we could meet whatever night they meet that week. If they meet that week, and if not, we'll carry over to the following meeting. And at the same time as that, and we would do the classification hearing right after we agree on this.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And the classification hearing I'll schedule for 6 p.m. So they open at 5:30, a little public comment, and then at 5:45 or 5:50 we can have probably 5:45 the means tested exemption review with the select board, and then David will make his recommendation, I imagine. They'll make a decision, then we'll go into the classification hearing at 6 o'clock.
All right, well, now that's my question, and I suppose this is for Howard. Howard, will you be at the meeting, or do you just want me to do it?
I don't think both of us
Okay.
need to be there. If you're going to do it, I don't think I need to be there.
Anybody else?
I wouldn't
Well,
mind being
this is-
there.
I mean, yeah, if it's, yeah, I wouldn't mind being there.
I'd
What's
be
the
interested to
liberty?
see the process.
Maybe we should post it just in case it becomes a conversation, Becky, or no?
Sure.
Mm.
It's always safest just to post it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find out at the select board meeting for sure. I'm gonna put out an email ahead of that, see which day is looking better for the select board. Because I know you guys need to move ahead on your posting in the paper.
So just,
Oh,
I
that's
have, I
not-
do,
Not required anymore, David?
Sorry?
Is posting for the classification hearing required anymore?
Oh,
Did they-
yes.
Okay.
But it's simplified.
But we can put it on the web. We don't think we have to put it in the paper anymore.
Oh, that's
Oh.
what the change, that's great. Okay.
so I have a question. In terms of the timing and the timing of those meetings, this really just needs to be wrapped up before we put together the billings for the two final billings of the year, right? Because that's where these folks are gonna get the credits.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand it correctly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, and the next issue that we need to address is how large are these exemptions actually going to be? Is everybody getting the maximum? Or are we going to give a number? Are we going to give an exemption that's proportional to the circuit breaker tax credit that each person got? Okay.
Well, that's, well,
Okay, I'm sorry.
go ahead. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, fine. So I'm going to speak for David, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. David and I have each reviewed the law that we have to follow, Chapter 259. And we have come to the conclusion that in order to follow the law, we have to give an exemption that's proportional to the circuit breaker tax credit that each person received. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to mention, although it's not really relevant, but I'm going to say it anyway. Of the 8 applications that we got, 6 of them are for the maximum amount, 2 of them are for lower amounts.
Yeah.
That's why it's 8,200 instead of 9,600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. First, does anybody have any questions or comments about that decision?
No.
No.
Okay. The second issue is that, just following up, normally we would not make a motion that says we are going to follow the law, because we're supposed to always follow the law. Okay. But in this case, this board is on record as having questions about how to interpret the law.
Mhm.
And for that reason, I think we need to be on the record that we have resolved those concerns and we have agreed on an interpretation of this law.
Yes.
And for that reason,
Yes.
Leslie and I prepared a motion
Oh,
that,
thank you.
that I'm about to read because a board member has to make the motion. And I'm just going to read it to you, and I will read it slowly and because it's somewhere on my computer. Yes. Okay.
Would you
Okay,
like me
here
to
we-
read it? You got it.
I've got it right in front of me. Okay. And quote, I move that the town of Shutesbury Assessor's Office interpret the Massachusetts State Legislature's Chapter 259 of the Acts of 2022 so as to award each qualified applicant a real estate tax exemption equal to between 50% and 200% of the Massachusetts State Income Tax Circuit Breaker credit for which the individual applicant qualified in the previous tax year as voted by the Shutesbury Select Board. Do I have a second?
Yes. Second.
Yes. Well written.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Leslie made some very astute corrections here. Oh, I vote aye.
Have a nice day.
And Stein, I.
Okay. Back to the agenda. Just give me a second. And
Just a side comment.
Okay.
It really feels good to have that done. I mean, that's something that started
Oh,
what,
yeah.
3 or 4
Tell me
years
about it.
ago. And
You have no
it's just-
idea.
it's fabulous. Yes. And I hope
Yes.
I hope the select board follows David's suggestion for the 100%, but it's up to them.
Absolutely.
It makes perfect sense. 100% sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The nice thing about these,
Not
both of
too-
the meetings we're having with the select board, we can blame them if they change it.
Well, you're gonna show them the chart with the dollars, right?
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah,
those
I
are
like
good.
that. It
Yeah,
wasn't
do-
us.
And do remind them that
Okay.
next year, those credits will be higher.
Mhm.
So we need to keep that in mind, that $8,000 could equate to 16,000 if we continue to,
Yes, but you. the
Why are they
nice
gonna,
thing-
They voted every year.
why are they
Well,
gonna be
yeah.
higher?
Well, I would have liked
The
to see them-
governor's new budget increased the maximum tax credit from 1,200 to 2,400.
You're kidding. Usually
that
it goes
was-
up by like, it goes up by like $200 or $300.
Well, we got a new governor and she's
Since the
Right.
election,
been really
Jeez.
helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just came out
Um,
with a $4 billion housing program.
Yeah, I heard about that in the news today.
Yeah.
And she was counting it.
Okay.
She was driving all over the state, showing it off.
Yep.
She's been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
There goes our chapter 70 aid.
I know. It's not
Ooh.
going to us.
No.
Everybody's benefiting but us, but the property tax. But a lot of property taxpayers are benefiting,
yeah.
Mhm.
just not the town
Okay.
offers.
Sorry.
Anything else? Anna?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for Howard this is yours.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Howard to
Okay.
move to number 6, then, that's David's,
one.
not mine.
Okay. So number 6, the tax rate setting review and actions.
All right, well,
Hmm.
DOR is okay with our LA3, that's all been approved.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. I am having some problems with the LA4 and the LA13, as we expected, or actually, I didn't expect until I got George's letter. I seem to have a problem within the vision. George, if you remember about the mixed use properties at 4 to 2, change from 4.
Yes, the parcel counts. Yes.
Well, that got my attention when it said partial count and there was 18 million on 2 of them. That didn't make any sense. So I've done carried out some other reports, and from what I can see is the mixed use, while the dollar amount's being counted, the parcel amount current number is not being counted. It should be 52, and it should have been 54 last year. So that would explain the 18 million is a lot more
Right.
reasonable.
For 2 properties. Yes.
Yeah. So I have talked with Lauren, who is our DOR field rep,
Mhm.
and I'll be filling out the form as I think it should be, and she said that'll be fine. She had some other questions as well, and we're going to address those, so they're not so hard. And to cut it short, I believe by the end of next week, I'll be asking you to sign the LA4 and the LA13,
Okay.
so we can get those off. And that requires, both of those require more than one, the majority of the board to sign them.
Okay.
Okay.
So
But
my recollection is when we went to sign the LA4, there was only room for one signature. Am I
I
right
think-
about that?
Yeah, there was, yeah, I could pull it up.
So
George got
That
there
might-
first, and
that might be my fault because I signed it and then I hit the submit button. And then I thought,
who's the one?
I'm not supposed to hit the submit button, am I? I thought I was submitting my signature.
Ah,
And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So it turns out I shouldn't have done that.
I'll get it on lock and we'll have it,
I
we'll
admit it.
get a chance at
Okay.
it again.
And when I did
which
the
one
other
was
I
that?
said,
Which was that the LA 15? Which one was
I don't know
that?
which
I'm
one I
looking
did.
at them now.
LA4 and 13.
Okay.
So it's just sign it and save. No, do we hit save?
Just save yes.
Yeah, sign it and save. Yeah, I hit the
Sign it
submit
and
button.
run.
I apologize if I create.
I'll send you
problems.
another email before we see what's happening. Was I'll have to get Lauren to unlock them,
Okay.
which This
Well, it
is,
turns
this
out
is
you
a
don't need
back
to
and
sign
forth
it
that happens
anyways.
every year.
Maybe.
They never
some-
accept it the first time.
Huh. This is,
And
okay,
that's really all we are. Once we do that, we'll start working
Okay.
with,
So-
working with the recap sheet.
yep,
Okay, sure. So that's it, David, right? We
Yep,
can move
that's it.
on, right? Okay,
So
fine.
I do
Okay.
have a couple questions if I may.
Oh,
Mhm.
please.
On these forms. So first of all, David, thank you for the answers, the quick answers. I really appreciate it. It's a great way. I ran the comparison report, because there's that option. I was looking through the comparison. That's why I came up with the questions. So new growth is looking like it's going to be $71,000.
Right around there.
Perfect. That's really good because we use 40,000 in the budget. And then these numbers that are on that form, here, I'm just going to go to it, that are on the LA4, those bottom line numbers, excuse me, class 1, 2, 3, those are the numbers that are going to end up on the recap schedule for the values of the properties, right? I mean, that's the purpose of this, right?
I lost
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you dropped out, George.
Oh, I'm sorry. So when I look at the LA4 comparison sheet is what I have on my screen, the very
Mhm.
bottom has total class 1, total class 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And the values for FY24 are what you're going to be putting on the recap sheet. You asked the question, did we want to see the recap sheet and how it's prepared? And it's my understanding, I want to make sure I understand the LA4, the purpose of this is to document the values that are going on to the recap sheet.
Yeah.
Values. And,
By the various classes, yes. One
okay,
being
right.
residential, 3 commercial, 4 industrial, and 5 personal property.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that. I knew that was the case. And then the other side of the equation for the recap sheet is you looking at the budget, making the adjustments for the cash needs or the property tax needs, and then it's going to be those values divided into these to get the tax rate. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm good. That was, I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Okay.
Okay, so I assume there are no topics that were not anticipated. Leslie, is that true?
I have none.
Okay. Next meeting, Leslie, when do we need to meet?
The next meeting will probably be the select board meeting where the tax classification hearing, that won't be a regular business meeting.
Mhm.
You could have one in November, or you could wait till December.
Are you
I
gonna
have
do this?
nothing pressing. I'm just going to be working on the Chapter 61 applications. Well, that's not all I'm going to be working on, but that's, we've been skipping some months without much trouble for my little business. What do you think, David?
Once, as long as you're available to handle everything remotely when it comes to signing the recap, I'm fine. I don't need a meeting for
Mhm.
anything.
So shall we say,
I
do
would
you,
like to, when we get to the recap though, I would like to see it if I
Mm.
could come in the office or something like that. I think that's worth a meeting unless you just want, we can drop by, but I'd be very curious. I don't necessarily need to see how it's prepared. We practice that in our class, in our course. And
Right.
I've been watching the recap. I look for it every year because of my position in the finance committee, but I would like to see it before, at once it's signed. I'd really like to take a gander.
Well, you'll be able to see it all.
It's
Everything that
online.
you sign will be on the
Online.
gateway.
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all in Gateway.
Once
Okay.
once you get the tax recap and you go into it and you work your way down and you'll see page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4.
Yep.
And then the supporting documentation for each one.
Yep.
So you can
I was
actually see them
Perfect.
now as they're coming along.
Yep.
Okay,
Actually,
that's
I was
great.
looking-
As long as I get a notification that it's ready, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
you
looking-
will because I need you to sign it.
Yeah, right. No, that's
It's
perfect.
no good without you guys.
Right. No, I was
Well, this
looking
is
at
my
that.
first year, so I don't
today,
know to
actually.
what
Yeah.
extent I'm involved.
Just
So
remember, everything starts with you.
I like the
Right.
sound of that. Makes me feel important.
No,
And
No,
all
it's
the
li-
passes go to David.
Yes,
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, maybe we don't meet in November. And Leslie, if I may say, I mean, if something comes up, right, you'll contact Howard and we can always convene within 48 hours
right,
That's right.
or after 48
Yeah.
hours.
yeah,
And it'll be, the most urgent reason would be if David had some particular problem in setting the tax rate. But otherwise, I would say, let's give you a break from that and just go to the select board meeting whenever, when the select board determines they're gonna meet, we'll let you know. Am I understanding that correctly, Becky?
that would be fine.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I was
Oh,
sending.
that's okay.
Could you
We're
say it again?
deciding on the next meeting and we're going to post whenever the select board can meet to do the classification hearing and vote their percentage. Is that
Right.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't know today, but you will let us know.
Yep, I'll forward the email and I'll be in touch to make sure everybody knows the day.
Now, here's my curiosity, because Howard asked me as clerk when we were meeting next. I know you folks like to meet on Wednesdays. Is there a particular Wednesday of the month that it's been kind of all over the place depending on vacation needs, but do we have a
Right.
standard Wednesday that we meet?
No, we do not. We
I
just,
would
no, we do not. We just hash it out each time. We don't have a particular Wednesday.
And do you have any input on that, Becky, based on other demands for Wednesday meetings?
I'm afraid the building committee is also on Wednesday and they've been bouncing around a bit too. So if you're comfortable bouncing, I don't, like they normally were meeting every other week, but sometimes they get bumped and this time they put it off for 3 weeks. So, and that's my main concern. The other one is the Board of Health also meets on Wednesdays.
Oh,
But my question for you, should I be requesting that the select board meet on November 8th instead of November 6th if they don't meet on this election day? Do you guys have a real preference for Wednesdays?
No.
I
no,
don't care. I'm not going.
Well, it's the conflict with the Personnel Board and the Finance Committee for April and me.
yeah, but that's Tuesdays and Thursdays, so.
Right. Well, that's what she's asking. Is there any other day besides Wednesday that's gonna,
Mondays, so Mondays and Wednesdays.
3 out of 4 of them, yeah,
Okay,
are shot. So my only preference
Well,
would be,
just parenthetic. I almost
that's-
never have a Monday commitment.
Mondays
Yeah,
are best for me.
I could do Monday. So if the select board's meeting that Monday, the 6th, if they can do that, that would be fine.
what about
But we're
Nick
not going,
and Leslie?
we're not meeting until December.
And right,
I
David,
always-
you okay on the Monday?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me. My evenings are.
Where's the
evenings
other
are most
David?
of the time free.
Yeah, wow.
We're just talking
going
about
on
the
here?
select board, not our regular meetings. Our regular meetings will still be Wednesdays, is that right? So
No, we're
just to
talking-
answer Leslie's question, on an ongoing basis, the Personnel Board meets in the third week of
yes.
each month on a Thursday. So I would prefer any week but that week, so I don't have back-to-backs, especially because sometimes the Finance Committee's meeting, and we got 3 meetings in a row this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I've had 4. I'll
Well,
have-
Becky, I'm not.
You've
competing
had
with you.
5.
But 3 are yeah, 3 are the ones with you guys.
When there's 3 in a row, there's a chance I'm gonna have to miss one of them because there's always
Yeah.
something going on, but
Yeah,
that's all I say is any week but the third week is fine with me.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm just wondering, we might even push off till January. David's looking a little funny at me. I don't know.
Board meetings
Well,
are
we can
fine.
set a tentative meeting for December and cancel it if there's nothing.
yeah, I think we should have the time.
Okay, I think that assessors were going with the second week. So I'm just
Okay.
saying that randomly,
13th?
but
Yeah,
So
December
that would be the
13th.
13th.
December 13th, okay.
Yep.
The next meeting is Wednesday, December 3rd, except for the select board one.
Right, the
December
next regular
13th
scheduled meeting.
at 6:30.
And If there's not a quorum coming to the select board meeting, we don't have to post it.
Right.
But if two of us are there, that'll be a quorum.
Yeah, that's right. So
Well,
really
I
depends
will,
on the-
I'm gonna make the sacrifice and as badly as I want to go to that meeting, I'm going to reluctantly withdraw and find something else to do. I don't know.
Oh, no.
You'll
Oh, I'm
figure it
so
out.
sorry.
Well, there is a chance that I can't,
Yeah,
depending on when it is. So there might not be a quorum, because I've got some commitments, in evenings, and so if it ends up being on a Monday that I can't make, although I think my Mondays are pretty clear.
Yeah, my feeling is always to post it just in case,
Mm.
Yes.
because it's hard to track
Mondays are
everybody
good.
down and go back and forth, and my brain isn't as strong as Becky's, so.
Oh, no.
oh, Leslie, you're
Not
very
in
smart.
You're doing a great job from what I
Unless
can
I
tell.
hear right away from two people, I'm not coming. I hear strongly Howard's volunteering to sacrifice. If either Becky or if either April or George say, I'm definitely not coming, I won't post it. But otherwise, if we
April,
don't have a
couldn't
quorum, we
you
don't have a
possibly-
meeting, and
The
that's
whole-
great.
The whole point of the meeting is just to determine whether we're gonna have a split classification rates or a single classification rate. That's the only thing they're gonna talk about.
There are
Well,
four of them. There are
no.
there are four propositions that have to be voted
there
on.
are.
It's interesting.
It's in the
Okay,
101.
Yeah, once it's
But-
interesting.
We are going to have a split tax rate this year.
so
Yeah.
it sounds like it'd be educational for
Are
me to
you
be there.
splitting the tax rate, David?
No, you just did.
What?
This exemption that you voted does not come out of the overlay. This exemption comes off the people's assessment before it goes to the tax bill.
That's
So there's
right.
going to be a higher tax rate in the residential class than there
Yes.
will in any other class.
Uh-oh.
Not by much, not by
Well,
much.
you're
It
talking
really
a
is very
penny or
small
so.
amount.
Just a
Probably
slight
less.
amount to cover the
But I thought they
$8,000.
paid the same tax rate. But
Mm.
on a lower amount.
No, what's going to happen is we're actually going to lower the what is it, $8,000 we're talking now?
Yeah,
Right.
So that's
Per
about
tax.
$100,000
8,200.
$100,000 in valuation. We're going to lower it by. So it really won't be that much. So I can explain to you separately, Becky, but it's like the split tax rate. If we split the tax rate for commercial or residential,
Mhm.
Oh, you do the same thing.
exactly the same thing.
Okay.
So
Well,
this is we're splitting the tax rate for the first time.
we're
First time
raising,
ever, yes.
Yeah.
so you're raising residential tax
Are we actually going to
rates.
do that?
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
seems to
that's
be the
implicit
process.
in
Doing
the,
that?
They have to raise
the
the,
tax rate changes. I have to run the numbers first, but it might change by a penny for the residential
you're just
plan.
raising it enough so that you can generate an additional $8,000.
Out of
That's right.
out of
From that
everybody.
class.
Yeah, out of every other household.
Yeah.
So there'll be
800 households. Right.
750 technically, but
Everybody, including the people getting the benefit, will be paying the same rate.
Yes, but they'll be paying a
Right.
lower value than their assessment to calculate it. What you do is you
Ah.
calculate a single tax rate first based on
Yeah.
the higher assessment. Then you're going to lower the assessment a little bit and calculate it again. And they will gain the benefit from the lowering that will come off those 8 units.
so it's going
So-
to cost, the tax rate for most people will go up pennies.
But it'll vary by a penny from a single tax rate, yes.
Yeah.
So explain this for me. So this year we said the tax rate, when people call and ask the tax rate, we say it's 1844. So next year, hypothetically, the tax rate is going to be 1847 for
The residential.
residential,
And 1845.
for commercial,
No, sorry, 1847. Yeah, that's right.
and,
resi-
and then for commercial.
It'll be
and
lower.
Lower because they don't pay
Yeah,
this,
there's
they
no-
don't carry this.
So
Oh,
Commercial,
okay,
industrial, and
okay,
personal.
okay.
And I'm
Got
gonna,
it.
then I'll tell them to call when the administrative assessor is here.
So I have a question. Just conceptually, if you have $8,000 in abatements and you have 800, let's just say we have 800 residential tax properties. then really let's say 800 people who didn't fill in the application, so maybe we have 808. Those 800 homes are gonna be paying an additional $10 each to
About,
cover this 8,000. So we're
That's-
basically, everybody who doesn't do an application's average person is putting in $10.
That's about right, yes.
yeah,
Okay, all right. And you do it through by increasing the tax rate by that penny
Within that class, yes.
but that's a good point,
for
because
that
it's not,
class. Good point.
it's not the overlay. It's a
Right.
separate tax rate. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is good, because that means our overlay is still available for the
That's
deadbeats
right.
and all the other abatements that we'll have to file.
This could be an interesting meeting. I
It's
think
gonna
Becky
be-
can
Well, this
surprise.
for me, this is where the rubber hits the road. I mean, it's the tax recap, it's the valuations. I mean, this is
You-
where it all happens, I
Oh.
know you've got assessors, we have a lot of things that we're responsible for, but the whole tax rate thing is,
It's
it's
really important.
important to our town.
That is the main job of the assessors, of the Board of
Yeah.
Assessors.
I agree.
And,
So
and all of these forms are on the gateway. So if you want to just study them, it's really interesting.
We could
Um,
have Leslie split her screen some night and we could all talk about them.
I know how to do that, right, Becky?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
And it would be perfect since I can't even get into Gateway. I can see that things that are generally available, but.
I
So-
can get in, but I don't have the same permissions, but you guys,
Yeah.
David
But
could log.
George
David-
just seems like it's his bucket of fish, so I think he
Well-
should just enjoy it all and explain it all to us.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that, but the high level, I'm just trying to look at the revenues for the town.
Mhm.
And what our impact as the finance committee and the budgets we submit, how it affects the taxpayer. That's where I'm coming from.
And we just need to remind people that the town meeting did vote to do this. That this isn't a random thing that is happening, that this was voted on.
Yeah.
Because I imagine there'll be some
Pretty
pushback.
strongly. It was a
Well,
strong vote.
Yeah,
And it was somewhat of a response to what we were hearing from, the voters.
yes.
There was a
absolutely.
great concern for folks that were struggling to pay their taxes.
Yes.
They're trying, the
And in-
town's trying to.
In an
re-
environment where Chapter 70 is not keeping up with inflation, the revenue we're getting
No.
from the state is not keeping up with inflation.
No.
The burden lands on the taxpayer. And so those taxpayers were giving them a little break.
And we haven't figured out how to have anything commercial in this town that could make money that could offset the tax rate, like solar or something.
Yeah, right. Don't go there,
like the-
April.
But I mean, we really are, stuck with property taxes.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. And I
Bedroom-
think we do have to go there at some point.
Bedroom
but
communities.
The substation on Pratt Corner Road, I believe, is being upgraded,
Oh, yeah.
millions of dollars, and that should give us more tax revenue. Is that correct? Is that
And
a-
all the new polls they just put in, it's
Yeah,
gonna
that was
be.
David mentioned that in the last email.
That's right.
Oh, the new growth next year.
Yeah,
That'll be personal
that'll-
property new growth.
So how much, so do we have a pilot on the substation? How is that? Because I heard it was like a $3 or $4 million increase, improvement.
The
That's just the
substation,
utility.
that's a utility company.
Yeah,
So that would all, any personal property they put in there will be growth, any valuation to the lands or anything like that, any construction they do will be growth. So
okay,
I'll have to look at
that'll be great.
I
That's
hope so.
something yes, we'll see.
Once we adjourn, could I just have 30 seconds of Leslie and David's time on this Zoom? It's a finance committee question, real short one, but while we're on the Zoom, I saved my question. I had it Monday, but I'll save it for
I'm
today.
really happy about that.
Yeah, I know, it's a,
April's
George, we all
comments
wanna
may never
hear.
hit the
it'll only
minutes.
take 30 seconds. It's just a simple question.
Okay.
okay, go ahead. If
Alright.
Howard
I
allows
move
it.
that. Okay,
Please.
I move that we adjourn.
I second.
Okay,
Okay, I vote aye.
Aye, have a nice day.
Stein,
Okay, we are
Uh,
adjourned.
we hate to leave.
I'll see you
but
on the, I'll see you
Well,
on the
actually,
13th.
April, you might want to stay, but it's a finance committee question.
Well, yeah, and we're not a quorum. I would like to stay, actually. If
No,
that's- it's-
yeah, it's just about the liaison thing. So I'm the liaison.
Ah,
We have liaisons to various committees, and I'm the liaison to the assessors department. So basically, I just wanted to ask, I didn't know who prepares the budget, David or Leslie,
Um,
for
It's
FY
It's
'24.
in David's pile to look over.
Okay.
Becky's looked at it and
Who done that?
I'm gonna look at what we spent last year that I have bill
That's-
schedules
and-
for.
And my only question is, I just want to make sure you got the request. You know, the deadline is the end of October. If you have any issues with it, if you have any questions, if you see anything going on in your budget this year that you didn't anticipate, just feel free to reach out to me. And if you're thinking about any capital items, just remember there's a deadline for those too. You generally, you know, the finance departments don't have capital items, and you just got software last year, so I you know, unless it's a minor thing like a printer or something, but
okay. So I could say goodbye.
yeah, you can say goodbye. I guess you didn't need to be here for
Goodbye.
this.
No.
Anyways, that's all. I just want to
Becky
let you know that
shouldered
if
it
you have
for
any,
us.
yeah, if
Becky
you have any
shouldered
issues,
it for us last year and I'm kind of hoping she'll shoulder it for us this year, generally speaking, based on if David.
We think it's not a problem. I mean, the budget's fairly small.
yeah, okay, that's great. That's all. Perfect. And like I said, if anything comes up, if you have any questions about the budgets or even something going on this year that's funky and might affect one of your budget lines, you should let us know let me know as soon as you're aware of it.
Vision is telling us that they never got paid their half a payment in 22, FY 22, and Ryan and Gail both say they have the check number and that it cleared. And I thought that Ryan did try to get in touch with them in June about this same issue, and it just came back to me today with a different person from Vision. So I sent all that along. I do believe Ryan and Gail know what they're doing if they've got a numbered
Clear
check.
check. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
But-
think they're having transition at Vision, and I think that's part of the
Yeah.
problem.
The left hand's not
hopefully.
talking to the right.
That's a couple $1,000s if it's truly our mistake, which that was such a confusing year, you know.
Yeah, we didn't know
We
who
didn't
the
have,
vendors were and who,
we didn't know who our leader
Okay.
was.
yeah.
That's never good. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for your time.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good
Good night.
Good night, thank
See ya.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.